Hello and welcome back to Bristol News. 2 days till voting and the last of my head-to-heads with the 13 candidates hoping to change their lives significantly and become Bristol Mayor come the weekend. Get in touch with your views and comments on social media. The details are on the screen now. Yesterday, of course, it was the man whose job they all want, George Ferguson. Today, one of only two women in the running, a point that rankles with the Liberal Democrat Kay Barnard. Scientist, farmer, businesswoman, she brings a lot of experience to the table, but just how driven is she to be Mayor of Bristol? Well, let's ask her. Let's welcome to the programme Dr Kay Barnard. Good to have you with us. It is a bit of an issue, isn't it, that two women out of a field of 13?
Oh yes, it's dreadful. I mean, women bring a different attitude, different experience to the table in terms of politics, and we definitely need more of them.
But not for women's sake. I mean, you have said make your first choice a woman like me who cares about all the people in the city. Is that a woman or is that somebody who cares about all the people in the city? Does it matter about gender in a job like this?
I think it matters in terms of the number of voices you have involved in politics. It does matter. Obviously, I care about all the people in Bristol, and I am a woman, so it matters both as far as I can see.
George's cabinet's pretty well balanced on the genders, isn't it, at the minute?
But George doesn't actually share power. He likes to say he does, but the councillors in the cabinet have not got voting rights in the cabinet. So, yes.
Well, that's it. It's something we spoke about yesterday, and I think that is something that you're keen to highlight, isn't it? Is this sharing of power or delegation of power? Do you think it's not going to get anything done if you do that? That's the point that George Ferguson was making.
No, I don't think that's right at all. Because what you have to take people along with you when you make decisions. It's all very well being a leader, but if you haven't got people following you, then it's not much good, is it really?
I don't know, but it depends what kind of a Bristol we're looking for. You're looking for a new kind of approach to Bristol, aren't you? In fact, I know that Tim Farron was here, your leader, and he said George Ferguson's dictatorial style isn't Bristol's style. What is Bristol's style then, Kay?
Oh, Bristol's a fantastic city. It's got so many different diverse communities.
In how it's governed, how it's led. If George's style isn't right, what is Bristol's style that George Ferguson's isn't?
It's a cooperative style, as that's what I keep saying. You have to get people working together. You have to get the people from Avonmouth working with the people from Southville. I mean, they're just very different communities. The people from Easton and Eastville are very different to Westbury-on-Trym.
Isn't that the old politics?
No,
the problem that people talk and talk and talk and get nothing done?
We all want a better city. We all want a city we can get around. I mean, transport's a nightmare in Bristol. We all want more houses because that's one of the problems in Bristol. The houses are so expensive that people have to live further out and then commute into the middle to work. So those are the big issues, and we're not going to get solutions unless we all work together.
Have a look at what George Ferguson said as far as style is concerned, because here you're kind of fundamentally at odds. So here's what he told me yesterday as far as that style was concerned. It was relating to the RPZs and getting things done. Have a look at this.
When we turn up to a cabinet meeting, we have been through all the issues. Say residents' parking. You know, we've been through all the issues, and people can see that after 20, 30 years of failure to invest in transport infrastructure, it isn't an option to go on doing nothing. We've got to take brave decisions, and I'm never afraid.
He's not afraid, but that's true, isn't it? I mean, it was a Lib Dem administration during a lot of the fallow years where nothing was actually getting achieved at that stage.
Yes, of course it was. I mean, we built new schools, we opened new libraries, we did a lot of things for which we've got very little credit. And in fact, quite a lot of the things we did, a certain person in red trousers has actually taken the credit for, because they were put in place before he came to power in 2012.
Yes, it was something like the 20 miles an hour, as he said, was entirely a Liberal Democrat idea, which he is now being blamed for.
But it was only brought in the area, we only wanted them in the areas where they were really valuable, like in narrow residential streets where children play and where there are lots of pedestrians. We weren't intending that it should go out as a blanket policy across all the city without actually talking to the local communities.
When you talk about the Liberal Democrats, of course, I mean, the image is not great, is it, Kay? Decimated at the last election. People just lost complete trust for reasons that we don't need to go over in this interview. Why are they going to come back? Why are they going to suddenly say, yes, my figurehead for this city of Bristol should be a Liberal Democrat?
we at the moment we have two very large, powerful parties in the country. We have the Conservatives and the Labour Party, and they don't think either of them has got the answers at the moment.
Well, the Greens are doing very well here as well at local level, aren't they, in Bristol?
Yes, they have done well in the last few elections. Yes, that's right.
Better than the Lib Dems in the council.
I'm not sure that's. Yes, they have more councillors.
Yeah,
now,
well,
yes.
So they're doing better on the council than the
Yes.
Lib Dems.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
So trust and belief in the Liberal Democrats is not at its zenith. Why would suddenly somebody turn to you and say, yeah, I trust Kay Barnard, she's going to lead us out of this mess that perhaps we're in?
Well, what do people want from a mayor? I'm an honest, straightforward person. I get on really well with all sorts of people from all different backgrounds, and I'm really good at getting things done. I mean, surely that's what you want from a mayor. You don't necessarily want someone who's going to follow...
But why should they believe you? It's very easy to say we can get people from each... Well, absolutely, from each side of Bristol all to come together in this great melting pot and get on. It just isn't as easy as that, is it?
It isn't easy. No, it isn't easy, but I've got a history of doing that. I've got huge experience in different organisations, from an NHS trust through to charities to the environment. I was a councillor in Somerset in the 1990s, and so I've got a huge range of experience, and I'm really good at getting people working together to get things done.
So you would be a leader, would you?
Absolutely, that's what the post is.
That
yes.
is what the post is, but it's also a post that you don't believe in, which seems incredible in a way, that you're applying for a job that you don't actually believe should exist.
Well, what we think is that I myself personally think is that the referendum we held in 2012, not very many people voted in it. It was quite a narrow majority in favour of having a mayor, and I think the Bristol people deserve a chance to change their minds, and that's what if I'm elected as mayor, I will push for the chance of a second referendum.
So what if the same thing happens again and only a few people vote, but they vote for Kay Barnard? Will you say, actually, I don't really have a proper mandate here? This.
No, I mean it's what the people of Bristol choose, isn't it? That's what politics should be about. It should be what the people have chosen, and if they choose to have a mayor again, that's fine. And I will do my best to share power as the mayor, not be a single pair of hands controlling all the reins.
But isn't that change to be encouraged in some way? What a lot of people that perhaps were not voting at that time, Kay, was because they were apathetic. They were just seeing this endless talking going on at council level, not an awful lot being achieved. Maybe that's why they didn't turn out. Maybe they were just apathetic to the whole process.
I don't think people really understood what it was about. We hadn't had a history of having elected mayors in this country, except in London, and certainly no hint of it in Bristol. So people didn't really know what they were letting themselves in for. And I think quite a number of them have changed their minds.
What about, well, Simon Cook really hasn't changed his mind as far as you're concerned. He's a former Liberal Democrat leader in Bristol. He's thrown his lot in with George Ferguson. We've had this with the Greens as well. It's kind of embarrassing, isn't it, when a big hitter, a big name of the Lib Dems like that doesn't back their own person?
Well, I think some people have trouble with the idea that you can have a successful woman leader. And
do you really think that's why Simon Cook is...
I'm only saying some people.
No,
some people.
Well, in direct response to my question, you're saying that Simon Cook perhaps is not backing you because you're a woman?
No, I'm not saying that. I think I said some people have difficulty with the idea that you could have a successful and powerful woman without necessarily, but with a different style, a very different style.
Why would you think people would have a problem with that? I mean, why do you...
We've only got 2 women candidates out of 13. That
wait a
says
minute, we're diverting from the fact that Simon Cook, the former leader, is not backing you, and you're saying it perhaps it's because you're a woman, or that he would...
Maybe, I don't know.
Why else do you think he's not backing the Lib Dem candidate?
I think you ought to ask Simon that.
Well, have you not asked him?
Well, no, I haven't actually seen him in the last... Well, it was Friday, I think, wasn't it, when he made his announcement? Yeah. Yeah, no, I haven't seen him since then.
You wouldn't be straight on the phone, Simon? What's going on? Why are you publicly backing?
Once he's made public his choice, then that's it, isn't it, really?
What's the first thing you're going to do then, Kay, if and when you get elected?
First thing I'm going to do, other than find the loos, is...
I have a strong word with Simon Cook, but what are you going to do?
Well, no, he's standing down. He's not going to be a councillor. So,
all right. What's going to be first on your agenda?
Well, I want to make sure that I get in good contact with all the staff who work for Bristol City Council, because getting them on side, getting morale up is a really important thing. And then after that, I'll be making appointments to see the people with power in London and wherever else, the local councils around Bristol. South Gloss, North Somerset and Baines.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you
Not
very
long
much.
to wait. Thanks very much
Thank
indeed
you.
for coming in. Thanks
Thank
a lot.
you.
That's Dr Kay Barnard. Thank you. Don't forget, Kay is one of 13 candidates standing for mayor and looking for your vote on Thursday, and here they are. The results of this one won't be known until Saturday, and of course you'll get all the reaction here on Made in Bristol TV. Well, I hope our head-to-heads here on Bristol News have helped you to make your decision, and whoever comes out on top, let's wish them well in taking this great city of ours forward. From me and from your City TV channel, for now, from all of us here, bye-bye.